Oh, no, not. I mean,
Do you have like
more
I
shows.
don't know, a routine before having a show? Do you like to be left alone some hours or?
so much.
Yeah.
So usually, I start getting stressed. I think about like 30 minutes before going on
Oh,
stage.
that's very late then. You're good. You mean you're good like all day and just 30 minutes before a show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm better. Like I used to be like very stressed for many hours before the show, but now like I can relax. And then there's always a point where I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I have no idea what I'm gonna say on stage. And then there's a point where I can't talk to anyone. I can't talk to anyone and like chat or whatever.
Yeah.
I need to just like stop. And I get it just like
I feel like
builds and
that's
builds and
normal.
builds.
I'd be if someone were being very chatty with me behind or in the green room, like what's going on? Why are you being so chatty?
Yeah.
Yeah, what, stop talking.
Get in the zone.
Yeah, I'm here to work. Like, why do you stop bothering me? even people there's just like this. I don't know. This just at one point, like
It
like this
clicks a little bit, and you're like, "No, I'm
you're-
already over there."
Like you're third, and like the first person is going up. You're like, this is like, stop talking to me. Yeah, pretty much. Like
But-
you need to.
we do have like different rules because I've had like different ways of being stressed out before a show. Like I was a little bit like this, and then I just realized perhaps I would like to be like I would like to have like a diversion of my stress and somebody who's actually just talking but who's being funny. I'd rather have that than being myself with my own thoughts. But it depends, yeah.
Yeah.
It
I'm
depends.
kind of like right before the exam, forgetting everything I know.
Right.
And I'm like, no, I need to like settle and be like, shit, is that my phone? I'm so
I think that's
sorry.
mine.
you, sir.
Sorry.
Whose phone is it?
Too many friends.
It wasn't mine. Yes.
Yes, Terrence.
Terrence.
So I'm just my girlfriend.
My
just
girlfriend
loves me so
Jesus.
much.
Oh my
I'm
God.
sorry.
No, I'm not single and sad.
Terrence problems.
You're talking about
Yeah,
before
like,
shows.
Yeah, like there's the fact that like usually, I mean, okay, like nobody has performed for like a year, pretty much.
Well,
so
yeah.
I'm like relearning some things, but pretty much I like to either go again like into my jokes. Like I like usually I like just write down not the full jokes, but like even if I know what I'm gonna say, I'm
Yeah,
like,
your set list basically
yeah,
too.
like,
Yeah.
write a set list like right before I go, and sometimes re-listen to like an old set.
Yes.
Usually for timing as well. Be like, okay, that was
Yeah.
3-4 minutes. That was fine, and so I'm going to do this and this. I'm going to cut this out. Like,
I did the same thing because I felt so rusty and my first scene back was actually in English, and I haven't really spoken in English for a year, right?
Yeah.
I mean, listening to a lot of podcasts, whatever, but I mean, not finding my vocabulary like really easily.
Yeah.
That was really difficult for me. And like you said, I was listening to my old set like in March 2020.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I was good.
Who is this guy? It's so funny.
I couldn't do this.
am I killing? What is this? God.
But yeah, timing definitely. You don't have it anymore. Yeah, I'm really glad to have done like more shows, and now I'm less stressed out because it was like mountain. It was like, okay, I can't do this. It's all about confidence, right?
Yeah, sure. It's like, can I even do this anymore? Like, I kind of
Is this me?
forgot. Yeah. And then like the very first one I did was in French, which is like kind of opposite. I mean, I was speaking French still, but like I don't perform in French a lot still. And it was kind of like okay, bad, kind of like okay, like stuttering a little bit, like losing like
Which is
vocabulary.
great in French. Like, okay.
Like a normal curve. I'm like, I'm right where I'm supposed to be, and yeah, and then you're like, oh, it's fine. It didn't like die or anything.
Wait.
Like, I'm still here. I'm gonna do the next one, and then like, it was kind of like, okay, I can still do this. It's gonna be fine eventually. And now I'm just back to like working on jokes and everything. But I think I need to be more organized, like to have like my jokes somewhere.
Yeah,
I need to have my jokes somewhere.
Yeah, I've
Like,
been I've been using this app called Miro. I don't know if you know about this. It's like you can do a board of things, and I'm trying to put my sets on a theme-based things with like post-its on them. So every post-it would be a joke.
Yeah.
And every board would be a theme.
Oh, okay.
So I could like, because sometimes people will say, I mean, more in French, but like you could have like a corporate gig or something.
Yeah.
And if you do something with like pharmacist, you know, then you're going to go to check your healthcare jokes or whatever. But the same thing for other things. And you're like, okay, this show is more that kind of a crowd or whatever. Yeah. And you can tweak it because until that point, I was just literally just writing down the whole text of every show I did. So it was like, what did I do at the Comedy Lab the 16th of April? Blah, blah, blah. So it's not, I mean, I might have talked about like a lot of themes, but it was, don't forget to talk.
There it is. See, I told you I would.
Terrence, you when you're in the green room, we kind of know we can't speak to you. It's like his over there. No.
Yeah. The last time we were at the last show, I think I was like shushing people.
Okay.
My biggest, I think I don't have some of the same issues you have where like, oh, I used to be funny and like, can I be funny again? I'm just like, I'm still trying to be funny. So I don't have that issue.
No, you're funny. Come on.
But
by the way, you killed the unstable comedy.
I was super happy with that. Yeah. So thank you. But the biggest issue I have is remembering the words. That's what I'm doing. I'm like, I don't know if I can remember the words. I don't know if I can. So I'm just like for the maybe 30 minutes, if I can go longer, just like only going through it again, trying to make sure I know everything.
But that's why I feel the need to write it down, because it feels like, okay, I've put them somewhere. Like not even really kind of rereading it, but just to ease myself to, those jokes are not lost. They're somewhere. I can find them.
I keep losing jokes and finding them like years later. Sometimes a friend will tell me, remember that joke you did? I was like, no. I don't remember. Which one? And then to tell me, I'm like, that's not too bad. Like, I have no idea when I did that.
That's the worst. Yeah.
Ever. Because I don't remember any joke.
Right.
Like, I barely remember the jokes of people I'm sorry, it's not personal, but like even the people I see regularly, unless like maybe the people I've seen like over many, many years, I can like remember like a few jokes, but I cannot remember a joke. People like the thing you do like in parties where like people tell a joke, I cannot do it.
I'm the same way.
Impossible. I don't know any joke. Like I don't know any. So it's already bad. And then mine, sometimes I start forgetting. So I need at one point to just like do like you, like just have a text.
Yeah.
Of the joke somewhere. I tried doing that once and it failed
horribly. I mean, do you like quick draw your phone every time you have a funny thought, and write it down? Do you do that?
I have a like horribly messy
notes.
Notes app, just like with like some like sentences.
I'd love to see what the
no context. And sometimes I don't remember what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I read the sentence, I'm like, out of context, this makes no sense. I'm just gonna have to delete this.
Yeah, that's the worst part, because you're like, oh, this is good, this is funny, and you write it down, but you also have to think about like future you who's not going to understand.
Yeah.
I do this work too. I'm like, there's not enough information in this sentence to understand what you're talking about.
You know what? Let's do a round of notes. Do you have your phones? Yeah. Let's do this. Like your last notes. I don't know.
My last notes.
I don't even know if that's going to be.
I'm gonna do old ones because they're probably like more confusing.
I just turned my phone off when it rang.
Oh yeah. No worries.
I got an old one.
Some I know. I'll never probably
iPhone
write.
12. I'm back at 6, so it's gonna take a.
No worries. You know what? I've actually this one is in English, and. Yeah, but I mean, it's just a note. The difference between looking, it's about like someone who might resemble a whore. So it's like, like we want you to look rich, not expensive. And also the jokes after were jokes in French that I actually did yesterday. It's like I'm talking about countries without nuclear weapon, and I'm like, it's kind of like the children in a dinner. It's kind of weird. It's like Lithuania, stop pulling the hair of Serbia. Just go and have like some economic aid in the drawer and let the adults speak. And that's my two lessons.
When you said it, I was thinking of like the children's table, like at a wedding.
Yeah, children's. Yeah, at a wedding. That might be. Yeah, that might be better. It's like the children's table. It's not that important. Yeah. What do you have, Fred? I mean, for once, it's kind of understandable, but
I have this like long note called new jokes. Like some of them actually became jokes. Like some of them are like old jokes. I have like, it's just like once like you're gonna die is one thing.
I love it.
It's just a note that says you're gonna die.
It's Fred's way of saying YOLO, you know? It's like, oh yeah, right. So I have to enjoy myself, right?
No, that became a joke actually. There's zebra. That's an old joke. There's DNA and origins. That became a joke. House dictator. That died.
Oh, so it's like really just topics, right? And you can remember whatever you were thinking when you were right there.
Like when I can remember it, then I can go and write a joke. But usually the thing is like, I like have the joke in my like it kind of like simmering in my head for a long time, and then right before the show, I like write keywords.
Okay.
And then usually I'm like, okay, I need to say this and this and this, and eventually like. If I keep doing it, it takes shape.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's kind of working, but I'm still kind of like, it could be more precise because it's like, you know, like in a joke, like whatever, half a second can like ruin your joke or like.
But it means you use like stage time to work it out, like in itself, right? Do you have a plan? Like, do you know which shows you're going to really like flesh it out?
I don't really
use
stage time to flesh it out very much. It's like the few minutes before.
Okay, d'accord.
Usually when I go on stage, there's not a lot of. I don't like, for example, like with the like the zebra thing. Like it was a joke. It was a joke about like I don't know, watching like animal documentaries and like the fate of the zebra that gets killed by a crocodile. You know, like so. Like usually. I just like think, okay, I want to say something about a zebra, and then I'll just like think about it for, I don't know, like a few days. And then kind of whatever's stuck in my head, I write down like maybe like the day off or like the hour before.
Yeah.
And then I go and try like, I kind of like, okay, I decide which version of the joke I'm going to try today. You know, so I don't really improv on stage. Yeah. I mean, there's always a tiny bit that happens when the joke is really new. But what I'm going to do is instead like kind of like trying different versions on different days. Like, okay, today I tried like this, and this, like this, whatever. I'm going to say like helicopter instead of chopper. You know, like dumb stuff like that. Or today is going to cross a river and tomorrow is going to run away. Like, and then
but
kind of tweak
you still decide that just before the show.
Yeah, usually like between half an hour and 5 minutes.
It's funny how the urgency of going on stage just motivates you to do anything because you could have done it like at 4 p.m. but you didn't.
Yeah, but the problem with that method is you can also sometimes lose the good versions.
Oui.
But like it's mitigated by the fact that I'm recording myself. So usually I'm like, okay, that was a good show, and I'm gonna go listen to that and listen to what I said and be like, okay, keep that in mind for this joke. But it's like if like I'm trying to build 30 minutes or an hour, like it's not going to be enough to just do that because you're not going to like hold an hour in your head, you know, like it's whatever.
So I think I'm somewhere in between Fred and Arezki in that it's not a joke, but a bit more than it's like a premise. Like how much cultural appropriation do we need to tolerate to get M&Ms?
What?
Like the rapper.
Oh,
Eminem.
Okay.
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 And then
Yeah, that
Yeah,
is
okay,
a fun
premises.
premise
Okay.
because I can see how you could like expand the realm of that joke.
Yeah,
Like talking about all the like famous things like this. Have you thought about other examples or
I
whatever?
haven't. I wrote it down and think I never thought of it again. But if I go back to why I wrote that down, I think I was either with my girlfriend or with someone else.
Or someone
And,
else. Other people.
Or a friend.
Or a friend that I'm having sex with. This is not my girlfriend.
Now, maybe we were in a taxi. Maybe as I went to Marseille recently, we were in a taxi and I think Eminem came on.
Yeah.
And then I just said, like, this is why cultural appropriation was worth it.
right.
Okay.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. Like, so you...
It's
like I don't really... Like, it's a mix. Like, I'm looking again. I don't really write premises that much. Like, I'll write maybe a few... Like, I've just seen like a few words, but like you're gonna die isn't the beginning of the joke, obviously. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really the end, but it's like already towards the end, like, because it already connects me to the funny part of the joke, like the end kind of. And so yeah, it's interesting to see like the mechanisms.
Yeah,
Like-
but perhaps you just have like a better memory.
Like me?
Yeah, because of why you wrote those words, right? Because Terrence, like if I don't have like a full sentence,
Yeah.
to understand,
Yeah.
I'm just going to say "fuck you" like to myself because I'm just going to think that was gold, and I just like threw it away.
I would say that with time, like my method, I'm losing less jokes now. Like, I'm not really losing jokes anymore because I used to not record myself all the time, or to take notes properly. Now I found like a way where, like, like the "you're gonna die" thing. Like, I know the joke.
Yeah.
Like I know it, and I don't know it precisely, and I can probably like go and like tweak it, like to make it like as funny
better,
as it can get, whatever, and work on it. But like, I'm not like, what is this? Like, I know exactly where it starts, why it's there, what it connects to. Like, because I've done it in the full set, and I know, like kind of how it matches with other jokes when it's like told on stage. So
Also,
okay.
like
Something like
that's fun how we are all about like optimizing ourselves and the process of doing jokes, etc. No, aren't you like? Did you change your way of writing, performing, etc.? I mean,
oh
yeah, like you said, I mean,
That's not be good.
I mean, we're like,
I mean,
I feel like
Used to be
stand-up
crap.
comedians. I mean, if you take that at least just a little bit seriously, if you don't want to bomb every time, you're always thinking about, okay, how can I do this better? Okay, so I can write this,
I can protect
and then
myself.
read that just right after. Really listen to this, and I mean, everybody has his or her own way, but it's all about like just asking yourself how we can do better in the form of it. That's already like better than 80% of the people in their jobs, right? Just rethinking about how you can do better your job.
oh, I see what you mean. Like, I mean, the failure is so violent in stand-up that
Yeah, right.
I mean, some people do it for years and stay bad somehow because I think there's something about like ego that can like just like shields you from like recognizing the fact that you're repeating.
Give
a
us
bad
some
joke
names,
for
Yeah,
years.
we're gonna need some names.
I don't know what you're talking about.
but mostly for the
we have-
people like Richard Pryor. That's why he died, because it was so unfunny. He was like, oh, I can't. No, but like
He bumped really hard.
like, but you kind of had to rethink. I mean, I don't know. Like, what makes it different between like truly like funny people, like high level, and then like just any rando. Like,
Well, they've been-
I'm considering myself as a rando, by the way. Like, like any rando.
They've
who
been
does
touched
stand
by
up.
God. That's
They've been touched by God. That's the thing. Like, is
Some comedians have been touched by more than God. That sometimes is a source of their humor.
the extra
and
spike.
they touch other people to like give
Oh god, the cycle.
transmit the power of God.
It's yours now. And no, I don't know what was the difference. I don't know. Like, you, even at a low level, like I see that like either beat me or like everybody, like you constantly have to like challenge yourself to be like, okay, like this joke, I mean, it's don't be self-satisfied pretty much. Like it's that's the biggest trap I think. Not biggest, but one of the biggest traps.
That is true. That
stand-up comedy,
the failure, like the bombing, the effect that does in your body, even that would traumatize you enough to do. I mean, to just think about. Let's not do exactly the same one.
Yeah. It's like there's two things. It's like either you have versions of like it was the audience, which no, and versions of like. You know, like they didn't laugh, but then like like it's not all about laughing. It is. It
kind of is. Yeah,
it is. I mean, stand-up comedy is not everything. Not all like funny things or entertaining things, but stand-up comedy you kind of have to laugh. And if you like coasting up because you like your idea so much, you're married to your idea, and you're like, no, it's a great idea, and they're not laughing, but it's like.
Okay, I totally agree on the fact that, first of all, I don't understand the people who blame the audience when they bomb. Like, it's to me,
like regularly.
They are
regularly.
Yeah, they are.
These are the same people coming to all of my shows, and they're not laughing on purpose.
Yeah, exactly.
So again, Fred, the names. But I mean, those people, to me, they're at another level in terms of self-confidence. It's like, because it's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's everybody else's fault. Like, and by the way, this is what kind of also help them to, I mean, when they don't bomb or when they have like good jokes, to perform them really well. Because they never doubt themselves. It's like when you like just wrote a new joke and you're coming on stage, you're like, okay, I have to deliver it. But also I'm like, okay, but I wrote this, might not be funny. And if you're thinking about that while you're telling it.
It's two different things because.
Yeah, definitely.
You obviously need confidence to go on stage and be like, okay, this thing I wrote about whatever tables. And like, like coasters,
I have a
whatever.
10-minute set about tables.
Exactly. Like my 10 minutes set about tables is worth your time, stranger.
Yeah.
Like you need, but can you be a comedian like without any sense of self-doubt? Like how can you how can you challenge yourself enough to rethink your great idea? Because you always start thinking it's a good idea.
Your definition of comedian might not include those people, but I would say that you can find those people on stage.
Yeah.
No,
they might be comedians, but are they good comedians?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, yeah. If we're talking about good comedians,
I mean, most comedians are bad. Like it's fine.
Yeah.
But
right.
most of the notes here are garbage.
Of course.
They're
let's
trash.
make this clear. Like we're bad comedians.
Don't come.
Yeah, right. I mean, you're gonna have a good time, but because the beers are cheap. But
yeah, exactly. But we're gonna tickle you at the end to make sure you laugh. But don't please.
We're gonna tickle you.
Yeah, of course. It's included in the price. But
that's the worst kind of Me Too ever. It's like, and they tickled me without my consent.
For every audience member, have someone under the chair, just like. Oh, God. You don't tell them before.
Yeah, right. We have
the tickle machines under all your chairs.
Yeah. We have the MC, the closer, and the tickler.
The tickler with the white gloves. It's going around the room.
So that kind of confidence, whatever, I like. Again, that's about like our definition of comedian versus who we can find on stage. And I kind of agree on the fact that, yes, if you're on stage, your goal is to make people laugh. Although I feel there's a new thing coming up about like not being too... I don't even have like a problem with hacky jokes. I would have like a problems with... Because you can make people laugh, especially in French, with like racist, sexist jokes.
Oh yeah, you can say the worst things possible under the pretense that you don't mean it.
Yeah, just by being yourself, essentially.
And not even like ironically, like you. I mean, again, I guess I've seen more of that in French, but like
for sure,
the crowd will laugh. and you being like the comedian not doing those jokes and being like over there, you're like, okay, so you guys think this is funny, and you can say, so it's all about laughing. Well, he did that, right? He made them laugh. It was racist though.
Oh, but okay, you're going on something else, which is like, okay, he's a comedian, but I don't respect him. Or
Yeah.
like
Yeah, no, I mean that's like there's some kind of like understanding now that you shouldn't do that.
I said
right?
him because I had like a clear face.
Yeah, of course. I could have said equally him or her, but you know.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, or her.
Again, the names will be given.
I like the credit
at the end. All the names.
But yeah, like then I'm like, okay, yeah, like okay, those are jokes. You're like doing whatever Portuguese and Arabs and all the shit. Like,
Because again, like
okay,
even
cool.
hacky things, like I've reached that point where I don't care because I want
What do you
the
mean by
crowd
hacky?
to.
Like
I don't know, like easy jokes, I guess, or whatever.
Okay.
It's about like if the people are actually laughing, they're going to have like a great night. And they're going to laugh more at my jokes after, or whatever.
Okay.
And I'm glad they're happy that at the Comédie Croissant or Paris Punchline or whatever, they will
have a
come
good
back.
time.
You know?
Okay, I see what you mean.
And so, but then it's about like, do we have a responsibility of not like you're putting like stereotypes or whatever? I mean, you take care of your jokes, you know, with that filter, but
I mean, it depends. Like, if you're booking a show, it's different than if you're just like on a show. You know what I mean? Like, if I book a show, I only put people I enjoy listening to, obviously, because I'm trying to build the best show possible. But if
don't give power or to people.
I mean, I'm just like I'm trying to book the generally funniest people, in my opinion. It's completely subjective.
So yourself, and that's
Me 4 times.
me 4 times. Fred Prime.
He brought different outfits.
But like if you're in a show, it's like, yeah, whatever. Like the person does whatever they want before you. And
Right, you know, you're right.
I think I hear what you're saying. I feel like it happens in like the English scene in Paris, but I feel like not that much.
No. Thank God, no.
No, because
God, no.
I mean, the expat crowd is woker.
Yeah,
than
we're very well.
And by the way,
You mean like they respect humans more?
Yeah, right. And this is by the way what I can miss on several French shows because I have jokes on wokeism and I would have to explain wokeism before doing those jokes.
This is what happens to you after you stop being racist.
But this is to me.
It's gonna be fun in 5 years.
Right.
Stick around.
Could you read that and then I'll come back in like an hour.
Give me like mattress ads. It's gonna be here in 5 years. Teddy bear.
Well, and this is a problem to me because my culture is mainly like American, whatever, and I'm listening to podcasts, watching TV shows, etc. So everything that's coming to my mind is from a culture where I mean some progress have been made, and if I want to talk, and I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
And this is because I'm past whatever Portuguese joke I could still do in French, by the way.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
And you're like, oh, I want to talk about this. So definitely scratch that itch in the English scene. And then I want to talk about this in French. And I'm like, okay, so it's not everywhere. Definitely we have like woke crowds and and it's great, but not everywhere.
Yeah, like the way people conceptualize comedy in French is just different in a way, because like the thing with like when you see hacky jokes at a certain level, you know, like when you see a hacky joke at an open mic, you know, like when you see I've certainly tell hacky jokes.
Yeah.
You know, when you try things
We'll
out,
do
whatever.
that. Yeah.
And when you see them in like something like all like clean, like an hour, you know what I mean? Like someone's on stage in front of like 10,000 people and they do like a hacky joke. You're like, So you went all the way through the steps. I don't have a clear example in my mind this time, but I think it happens more in France where you have like, how does this joke make it this far? You know what I mean? In terms of like, this is like the most...
No, you know what? Let's give names now. We've actually talked about this in a French episode before, where we actually took a space cake before we did that joke. Jal, do you know Jal? He was like a guy in the first seasons of the in the first seasons of the Jamel Comedy Club, which is in France, like what basically introduced stand-up. What?
Jamel
Debbouze, exactly. So he basically kind of introduced the French people to stand-up with, I'm going to say like 10 comedians for each seasons because it was televised.
Good show.
And,
good people in there.
And great people came out from there. This guy makes people laugh, all right? His jokes are mainly about like having a Portuguese accent. That's mainly...
Yeah.
Like not only...
Hold up, that's fucking hilarious.
and you know, by the way, like a self-promotion, if you speak French, go listen to that episode. I think it was like episode 17 or whatever, even though we went really crazy because we did some tracks. But we've talked like kids don't take it. We broke down like the joke, and it's like he kind of like resolved the equation. It's like, oh, in French, if you say Portugal, you know what? Exactly. That is just exactly.
like that's the premise. That setup. Like
everything,
joke tag, like everything is in there. Everything is in there,
and you don't need more. And why put more if it does the job?
He's a minimalist.
So it's like, I mean, we kind of broke down. We went really far, like with joking about Jal because we were like, we created by a mythology around him. That's completely crazy. Like, you know what? We actually created Jalverse. No! And we went even that far that we actually crossed over this with Marvel Universe. We went pretty far.
The drugs were involved.
Yes.
For sure.
But it's like, so, well, this guy, not only like his sets were like this, but his whole show, like he said,
his whole life.
And yes, he passed through all the hoops of the biz or whatever. But again, I'm thinking like as a producer, I mean, as a just money grabbing producer, you're like, okay, it makes people laugh. It actually, you know what? It actually attracts like Portuguese people. And you're like, we're good. We're good. We're packing shows. I mean, so we good.
There's no, like, when it comes to crowds, like I don't really have anything to say because I mean you're like a free thinking human being if that's what you want to watch.
It's like at one point where like, you know what, you fill your room. I mean, and it's like because sometimes you become almost a snob of some jokes, and you're like, you know what? I cannot fill my room. Like,
I mean, it's part of
I'm like, perhaps I'm too like niche in my mind, and so niche perhaps that I am the only one who's going to laugh at my joke.
I mean, obviously, like you keep the ones that make people laugh. That's the part where I'm like, you need to be like self-aware enough to not just keep the joke because I know it's great. It's like, no, nobody cares. Even nobody laughs. Nobody cares if like you're a genius. Like whatever, go do physics. I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? Like, But like you need to find a balance between, and then like, okay, I'm wondering, like I only tell jokes that made me laugh pretty much, like sometimes it will happen that I'll say something like an extra thing on stage, like, like in moments of improv, something that's a little like funnier than I thought. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to keep that. That's good. But like usually like the notes, it was all things that I laughed at on my own, in my, in my bedroom at 1 a.m. alone. And then that's where it starts.
Well, that's the best thing because you don't like betray yourself or whatever. You actually.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm wondering if like your Jal buddy start with like, alone in his house being like, Jesus,
Yeah, I don't know.
So funny.
It's so fun. I mean,
it looks like engineered for a crowd. You know what I mean?
I don't know, because I'm thinking like probably when he came up, he probably made people like at least his family, his friends laugh.
Yeah, I'm
with
sure he's
that.
like super
so
funny
like,
in a party, and
Yeah.
you know, like I'm sure.
So okay, so now perhaps I don't know if it's like it's like
Another thing,
20th show or whatever.
Does he write his jokes?
I don't know, but
Probably
like,
not. I mean, that's also part of like the thing about French comedy.
Yeah.
Where I mean, again, not a problem in itself.
Usually
but-
Jerry Seinfeld writes for every French comedian.
he receives monthly checks
Yeah.
from like royalty. Like,
Yeah. Did I do this?
what's his French name? Yeah.
What's the deal with French people giving me money?
Another check for donut jokes. Jesus. Like, but you know, like it's also like a different form, because if you don't write all your jokes and somebody writes them, you know, like kind of in your voice, and then you repeat, like, you know, like it also changes the art form a little bit. Like
Yeah.
you don't exactly do the same thing anymore.
Like, I don't have problems with people having writers.
No.
But here it's like basically what I've understood about people who are well known and have shows. It's basically the producer tells them, okay, go this way, but
Yeah.
like talk about this, because we have to market you. We have to market you, so you're not going to be able to talk about like how you like this and that. Just be
There's
this
usually
guy.
someone involved in the way you write your 1 hour show.
Obviously, the producer will be totally involved in this.
Yeah.
And I mean, if you're smart, you're gonna have like a co-writer to like, which is what I think Kevin Hart does. That he actually just have like friends, and he just like spitball stuff, and which is the best way of being himself, trying to make laugh people.
Yeah.
And I think I'm kind of that way, because I try to like write with just one person.
Yeah.
It doesn't work for me. Like I can write alone,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna need like an audience,
crowd.
a little bit of crowd, and
Yeah.
then I'm like, it's kind of social thing. So now I'm just going to naturally be funny. I cannot emulate this funniness on a one-on-one. If I'm just on a one-on-one,
I
I
mean,
just want to be like, how are you?
Normal.
What do you think? You're going to die.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die, right?
Very seriously.
Sure.
I never really wrote with anyone, even like usually I can talk about jokes with comedians. That's okay. But I never really write with anyone and now I'm kind of more open to like just seeing how a joke plays a bit before the stage or something like that. Or like between shows, like, okay, this. But I'm more of a like lone, not necessarily intentionally, but I just like can realize like
The lone joke ranter.
lone wolf kind of. But it's like it's not even like to be cool or whatever. It's just like, you know,
Yeah, all right.
just
I understand.
but maybe with
Mostly do
time.
the same. Yeah.
You know.
I have in the past like talked about some jokes with someone and then like tried to workshop it a bit. And kind of what you touched on before, where you said like it's like changing the art form when you like have a writer writing like in your voice, and then like but if you say the joke, then maybe like it changes.
Yeah.
That happened to me recently, where like trying to workshop a joke, the friend, and then he gave me a punchline like, what if you said this? And I thought it was hilarious. It's like, this is so good. Yeah, I have to say that. And then when I did it on stage, it like just wasn't as funny as it was in that moment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But was it, you think, because like it wasn't yours, and when you delivered it, it was it's not
I think
mine?
it could have been part of that. Like, cause in my head, I still think that's hilarious.
Yeah.
And
Well, if you still think
I
it's
gotta
hilarious,
force it down these people's
Yeah,
throats.
right,
and just laugh at me. Please laugh, please.
Yeah. Well, you have to just do it now like 5 more times on stage, and then you'll actually
In the
know
same
if
set,
it's
just to repeat
in
it.
So I'm gonna just do 12-second jokes,
Until you're laughing.
which is By the way, in itself funny. I would love to see that.
Of course. Anytime somebody suggests a crazy idea like that,
Yeah,
of course,
I'm like,
please
yeah,
do it.
do it.
Nobody does it.
You know what? I'm giving you my spot so you can do it for 20 minutes.
Please go ahead. Tell the same 2-minute jokes 10 times.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, writing. Yeah, it's big. I mean, the more you do this, the more you're like open to not being a lone wolf, like you said.
Yeah.
And I'm still trying to figure out like how, with whom, and etc.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit like I don't like to disturb people. I'm feeling like I'm a burden to any people if I cannot be like invisible to them. So, so it's difficult to me to say like, oh, let's write together. And then basically I'm just more writing for them than the other way around.
Yeah.
So I think in this business, it's kind of difficult to have the right people where everybody's going to be balanced. Yeah. And because there are some people who are like all about jokes. Like I know people in French who are like they're gonna seem chill. They're gonna stand next to you, and we're gonna talk about this, and then they're going to picture their jokes, like in the 15 seconds of your interaction, and you're like, oh, and then you're like, oh, I'm working for you now, which kind of I don't really mind either because we're being funny, etc. But it's like. I don't know.
It's like you're in the Shark Tank for 10% equity in my joke.
Exactly. Because what I'm dreading is having the frustration of not having like a balanced thing and being like the guy who's just writing for other people, but no, and it's like I don't want to be a resentful person. You know what I'm? And it's very difficult to me first to ask for help. Like for example, here. I could have someone, and I've actually had like people saying to me, next time you do a podcast, I'm going to produce, I'm going to be there, just like switch cameras around, etc. I'm just having like such a hard time. Like now I'm doing another podcast in French, it's like the last podcast before the end of the world, it's called. And we have a friend who's like producing the show because I've had the help of the others to ask for help.
I see.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think we're falling into like psychoanalysis now.
Yeah, right, yeah. But that's the thing though, because I think it's very important in stand-up to be part of some larger group to kind of evolve all together. Like,
that's natural.
I mean, to like, you know what? We invite ourselves to the shows, we invite ourselves, etc. And you're like, yeah, because I mean, you won't be like the Richard Pryor where you're going to be undeniable and you're going to be there at every show because everybody wants you. Okay, well, we're gonna have like one or two of those guys, of those girls, once. And
I mean, like you're my colleagues. You know what I mean? Like like I do consider it to be like work. You know, in that sense. So. In a way, because first I applied some of the same rules, like in terms of like how you interact with people, how you talk to people, how you like the respect you like you're owed and that you owe to other people. Like like we're going to a show, we're all in the same lineup. There's no like up or down, whatever. Like we're all like at the same. We're just on the show. You know what I mean? And like even though I love doing it, like considering it to be like a place, like a workplace in a way, kind of like sets it in a different mindset because. First of all, you don't do things you wouldn't do in a workplace. Like whenever touch people, like touch,
like tickle people,
like insult them for some reason because it's funny. It's like no, I'm working, but then also like so because of that it's also because it's also stand up and it's fun. It's also like a community thing. It's not just colleagues. It's also. Like you support each other. Like
fellowship.
If you have a good tag, you share it. Like you don't like hold it for yourself. Like, like because you're never really gonna be like dried out of comedy. There's always gonna be jokes. You're always gonna have another joke that's gonna come up like one day randomly. So you don't have to like to keep it to yourself because it's like this rare thing. It's
this I think is pretty. Like done naturally in the English stand-up.
Oh yeah,
in Paris. No,
I
don't you
mean,
think?
frankly, I think the English comedy scene in Paris is one of the most welcoming.
Wait,
Probably
Yeah, very friendly.
I've seen ever or I've been told about.
I mean,
for
we've,
sure.
we've even accepted Terrence. So, and you know what?
No questions asked, even.
Yeah. Well, there's been some kind of debate,
Oh,
so we've had the committee and just we started.
Yeah, but like even for all like the turmoil they can be on this, like it's so like nice. People are kind of pretty nice overall. And I mean, having been there for like a bit longer, like I've seen beef here and there, but like it never sticks. Like overall, like pretty, it's like whatever. Like nobody's ever get banned like unless like you're like a super creep. Like nobody like
Again, we're going to need the names.
yeah, like but that doesn't happen like because people are generally quite supportive over like over the longer period of time.
Terrence, you've started stand up here. Have you ever done stand up in the US or anywhere else? No.
No, I started. That would have been summer of 2019 in Paris. So
That's
very
like
recently.
class of 2019.
Yeah,
Class of
2019. And then
Good
I
year.
did stand up once in Berlin when I did like a trip there.
Oh, nice.
Super fun.
At the Cosmic Comedy? No.
No, because I planned it kind of last minute. So I'd sent them a message and they wrote me. Normally we book like at least 3 weeks in advance. So if you come back, well, write us earlier. But right now, you can't perform tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I booked this ticket yesterday. What do we mean 3 weeks?
No, I wasn't asking the day before, but still kind of last minute. So I did like one open mic and then one show. But it's super fun. They have a lot more shows in Berlin, so you can really perform a lot more practically every day.
I was starting to
English.
become, I mean, before COVID, we started to become like pretty good here in Paris because we
it was fun.
Well, you should know you have you created the website of all the shows in Paris, and we started to have like basically more than
Over 10.
10 shows a week.
Yeah, more than 10.
That's
At one point.
No,
That's
it was,
awesome.
was,
That was
it was
awesome.
like you could be busy.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
You
Like-
could be busy, yeah.
Working drugs and everything. No, it was good.
So come to Paris for all the people because I've seen that I was like my podcast was in the Swedish charts of Apple Swedish chart. I don't know why.
Swedes.
So if you come here, just come see an English stand-up shows.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Come down here, sweet.
Skull.
yeah.
I think that's cheers. Skull.
Yeah,
That might be
exactly.
that might be Norwegian.
I think it's also like a weird,
yeah.
weird like
But-
vodka beer thing.
Yes, it's
Skål.
vodka flavored beer.
Flavored beer.
It's like isn't Desperado
But,
like
yeah.
tequila flavored beer?
Yeah, exactly.
But what does that mean, flavor? It's like, you know what? Put some tequila in. Just make me
Put a
happy.
hint of tequila.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. They brew it in a tequila factory, so the flavor just like goes in the beer naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what to put in there. I used to drink a little bit, but I have no idea.
What's your alcohol consumption here? I mean, do you drink more in Paris than in...
I
back-
don't.
You don't?
Yeah. Well, I guess on very rare occasions I do. It's not like any kind of moral thing or religious thing. I've just
It's just you respect your body.
It's just like this isn't creepy or like something in my head I was taught when I was 5.
Yeah, it's just the spirits in my mind I tell me. No, but yeah, now I'm thinking of it. Yeah, you're having like a Coke Zero or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's yucky in my tummy. That's
You know what?
So it was something when you were 5 years old.
I'm like learning more and more that I'm having like a bad time drinking. Like even like one drink, I'm not feeling good like the day after.
Yeah. I've heard
Past
alcohol,
30, you know, it's like
I've heard that alcohol isn't about age as much as it is about like how frequently you do it. Like it's not really a thing where you don't. Oh, when you're 30, you can't like be hungover anymore. It's just no, because usually when you're 30, you start drinking less. So anytime you drink, it's it affects you more and more.
Okay.
But
But
not
guess
not
we
trained.
can't know because you're both over 30 and
Yes. So
drinking.
now it's not inconclusive, right?
Exactly.
But I'm like, okay, you know what? If can I say that? I mean, we don't care. Nobody's going to like no French law legal guy will. I'd rather have like some weed.
Yeah.
And just actually drink just juice, you know, to go with people. And I'm going to be a little buzzed,
Yeah.
having fun, sleep like a baby, not depressed the day after, and that's it. And that's great. And no liver problems or whatever. There you go. But the social thing is, well, if you're like at a bar, you're not going to order weed. So
Not
have some and a shot of heroin, please. Yeah. Do you have some crack? Yeah.
The usual.
And the waiter's like, putting his needle in you. Yeah, and that's what I said to him.
Jeez.
How about you, Fred? Do you drink?
Nah, not really. No.
No.
I went to a business school, so I drank a lot.
Oh, yes.
For 2 years, and then like you drink so everybody drinks so much when you're in there. I think I don't know 2,000 people on my camp. I don't know. Weekly parties, everything. You drink so much that there's no sense of like relative amount.
Yeah. It's about being wasted. It's about like, how many times was I wasted that week?
Like among the people there, I wasn't a big drinker because like I was never puking, for exple. You know what I mean? But I was like,
you
so
fucking pussy.
You disappointed so much. And then I got out of there.
Okay.
And then like I went in the real world and I was like,
I'm drinking more.
Like people keep drinking like they're alcoholics. Like you see people like, because I remember like hanging out a bit after school was done with like, people I knew from there and like going to parties and like at that point I was already like drinking less because I'm not from like a place where people drink a lot, or like I never really drank a lot outside of like parties and everything. So you realize, oh, people keep doing this like 1 year, 2 years after the school is done, and you're like, oh my, no, this is alcohol.
Yeah.
An alcoholic.
This is not normal. Yeah.
It's not normal. But like, so I feel like I've drank enough in my whole life. But now I'm just like, nah, whatever. Like I can have one or not. It doesn't really matter.
Is this like the college experience in general in the US? Because like business school here in France, they have like a legit reputation of just like binge drinking.
Oh, it's bad.
For the whole 3 years, I think, or 2 or 3 years.
I only did 2, but yeah. Like
He's smart.
It's smart. Yeah.
I skipped 1 year of man.
Yeah. He
because I
gave him like an ecography of his liver and just said, can I pass?
That's how the measure is.
Because like I know, like for example, dental school has basically the same reputation to the point where in Toulouse, our dental school, we had like a weekly apéro, which started at 7 and never finished. At actually the dental school, like in the basement of the dental schools, and we're so known, like every other like universities around came to the med school, the pharmacist school, the engineer school. They all came because it was the place to drink to
parties,
death. So, I mean, what I've gathered from TV and movies, it's like college in general in the US, like perhaps just like
you see it on like the TVs and movies, and you get to university and you wonder like, is that how it is? Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, so I'm guessing just like an age thing. You're just like you like got rid of your parents and just like, let's test our limits, right? Yeah.
It's designed to make you drink. It's so easy that you like, unless you have like either you really don't like alcohol or you, I don't know, maybe is it like something moral or religious that's like, okay, I'm not going to drink. But if you're just like, oh, I'm going to try it out, there's almost no way
Yeah.
not to like be wasted all the time. We had like open bar like at least once a week. Like what like I was like 20. What do you think I'm gonna do? What do you think I'm 20? I don't know what. I have no idea what I'm gonna do with my life. I don't know anything, and I'm just like penis. I'm like 2 feet. Like it's like and it's like bringing alcohol like unlimited amounts.
Yeah.
Like of course I'm gonna drink until like.
Yeah, I just know if I drink this, I'm having more fun with other people.
Like it's a collective thing. I remember like one morning, just waking up like after another night of binging, just like I think classic mistake. No food before, and I was like,
food. If you eat, you cheat. That's the way to. That's how they said in dental school. I mean, you like if you eat, you cheat. So you were like basically, oh, you had lunch. That's enough.
Does that translate in French? The like where it sounds very like if
like manger c'est tricher. I've heard that even
yeah. Sounds like something. But like I remember waking up and feeling like I would not be able to get out of my bed. Like I was like so tired.
Yeah.
It was like around 12 and I was so depleted. I was so hungry. You know, like hungry in the sense of like I'm liking like proteins and like and you know like I'm liking the basic elements that make the body. And the restaurant was about to close and I was like I was almost crawling out of my bed and dragging myself so slowly to go get food. It was like I was like, how can I put myself in such a state? And next week I did it again. So
yeah, right. Never learn from your.
No. I just drank a little bit less and ate a little bit more. That's it. But I was.
I've
still
actually
like,
have a joke on my show about this. Like you almost pay more the Deliveroo guy. It's just like, can you put the food in my mouth and make me
they should put it in the app.
Thank you.
Oh God. Yeah,
but
for sure.
I mean, do we agree that you do that in business schools here in France because you don't learn anything in business schools in France? True or not? Like, this is my understanding of business schools and my friends in business schools. It's just a way to network with people who are going to be
someone
in startups and future like manager position, but you don't really like learn like.
I would say that I don't know how much more you learn compared to other schools. I'm not sure. I haven't been.
He learned how to clean teeth. Very practical.
That's perhaps my thing. That's perhaps like a little bit like snobbish again, but it's like, okay, when you do dental school, you actually know how to be a dentist. So it's like it's binary. It's like you've learned the things that you're actually going to do. And all the kind of other schools, it's like, it's blurry to me. And blurry to me equals
show me
fake.
what you know. Show me what you know.
Because
can you build a
you have like people, you have people who like went in HEC or like Sciences Po who are like whatever. And you talk to them and you're like, oh, you basically learn how to like behave yourself in soirée. In the mundane,
you learn how to like sneak complicated words in a sentence,
right? And you like know a little bit of geopolitics that I've actually learned in podcasts too, so we can have like a conversation. I'm catching up for free, and I'm also a dentist, by the way. So what are you doing?
Exactly.
And so
you'll never know of your removed tooth. You'll never know from a podcast. You'll never be allowed.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
And that's the thing also, because everything is blurred to the point where I have like engineer friends who, they learn how to be like, how to do math or whatever. Yeah. And they finish like at manager positions inside a corporation. And you're like, okay, so this has no meaning at all. I mean, you haven't been like properly trained to manage people or whatever, but still you do that. You've forgotten about math, but I don't know. I'm lost.
I mean, it's certainly about the network for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. I would say that like my final year
Right.
Like when I was doing my major, like marketing, I did learn one or two things that like they're actually kind of useful and I still use.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, it's just really hard to like evaluate what you actually learn in school. Like, no, but I mean, that's why nobody does it, because if they actually did it, it would be a problem. Like,
Right.
I was listening to, speaking of podcasts, like Malcolm Gladwell has this, like about like talking about rankings, university rankings in the US. How it started as like basically like a marketing scheme to sell magazines, and became this like reference, and how like it's completely subjective and based on like very little knowledge. But like the people who rate the schools probably don't know anything about the schools they're rating.
Yeah.
You know, and
they're probably going to give a better rating to their schools. Right?
Not you don't rate your school, but like the schools you know, like you know, like the school that like function as your school, like, or so it's like obviously if you try to do any kind of like rigorous study about how like what's the actual advantage you have from going like to HEC versus like another school, well, it's probably like smaller than the gap in like, I don't know, tuition. You know what I mean? Like, so you have no interest doing that. So you just perpetuate the cycle. But yeah, whatever.
Like, you know what? Even that example, you thinking of a better way to rate those colleges, it means like you're a better journalist than the journalist who does it. Who've been to a journalism school.
Like, I'm learning this for a podcast again. I'm catching up. No, but it's like I'm very like conscious of the system. Like, I was brought into, and it brought me its advantages, and I'm finally gonna stop paying my student loan in 5 months. So yes,
finally,
after 9 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, like in the end, you meet some people, you learn some stuff. Like I did improv there, for example. I like.
No, definitely that's it.
Improv
cool,
was like the last step before stand-up. So
I mean, I'm not removing at all. By the way, to me, the social thing is important either way. But so you mean like in 5 months we're going to see you like pull up in a Bentley at comedy shows,
dude? I cannot wait. I can't wait to have like regular normal money that's not like stolen by the bank.
Yeah. Right.
And like the classic thing is like when you want to buy a house, like I don't know, get a loan in 30 years or whatever. I'm like, I'm not doing that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck banks.
I'm really
so
scared
hard.
of. I've actually done a student loan that I paid back, and it was like to me a mental state of stress. Always, even though like it was going to be okay, it's like no, don't tie me down.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever. Like
Terrence, what's all your experience about it? What have you studied in college, by the way?
Computer science.
Okay, so you know how to
real things to begin with.
Yeah, right. You know how to do things.
It has a very direct path, I guess.
Okay.
To your career. So I'm a software developer.
Yeah.
I think I'm guessing we were talking before about like what did you actually learn, and so you're saying in dental school you learn very practical things, right? How it's binary.
And I said I barely learned anything. Yeah. So you also again want a little in between.
Well, again, because there is like I guess like a broader discussion in like the field of software development, like how useful are the things that they are teaching you at university, because it's quite theoretical. And there are a lot of really good software developers who either drop out of school or never studied software development.
Oh yeah.
I've worked with people like this, and so it really like takes away any ego you have from your school. You're just like, now that I'm working next to this person, they're
which
they're just as good at this as I am with way less debt.
You never meet someone like this, like in medicine, for example.
Yeah.
Like, I've dabbled in surgery, and now I'm. Oh, you're great. You're actually great.
I dropped out of med school,
and I'm like, great. You should see the gums I suture or whatever. Which is funny because I'm like reimagining everything, because I'm like I was, for example, exactly the same guy one day before I presented my thesis and one day after. So I could like treat people exactly the same way, but I had to present my thesis, right? So it's like arbitrary things that we decide that are never linked to what you understand and what you know about it. Because I am not gonna lie, I've seen proper dentists and like doctors of MDs, right, who do not know things about like the human body.
We're gonna need names,
right?
We're gonna need names.
It's going to be a lot like who don't understand how things work and who basically have just learned things by heart. Like they know how to like do a recipe and tell you. You take a Tylenol, all right? And that's what they do, but it doesn't make them like, I don't want to be treated by them. You know what I'm talking about? It's like, and it's kind of...
Actually, I'm gonna need names.
You know what? It was kind of very hard to find like a good MD here in Paris because like in Toulouse, so I had friends that were going to med school, etc. So I kind of knew who to trust. You've drank a lot more than me.
So, you were never in that class. So,
but by the way, you know what? That's pretty weird because the people who actually drank a lot are actually not bad at jobs now. But and here in Paris is I'm just going to trash every like healthcare professionals here, but. I mean, I've seen like some work done by dentists or whatever. There's a lot of scammers, right? There's a lot of people like telling you need some shit that costs like €1,000. I'm like, no. I'm going to do something that's going to be completely reimbursed, and you'll be fine in an hour or whatever. And then like, I think Paris wants you to earn so much money that you're more and more willing to like cut corners. Okay. And if you're already a person who cuts corners, is like, you're going to be round. Never have it. And that's I
don't know. Like, so, but like, it's always the same kind of thing. Like, how do you, because there's a problem with information. Like when you're me or Terrence, so you don't have enough information to determine what's a good dentist, what a good MD, and this information gap again is like nobody wants. If you're a dentist, you don't want to close that gap, because if you close it, then people can determine better who's a good dentist, who's not. So again, the people you're describing are like the circles are pretty much benefiting from that like murkiness and just
of course
not knowing.
Probably also a very annoying client to work with. They have all this knowledge that they're shooting at you. Like,
Exactly.
Who's the dentist here?
Right. I mean, it's funny because now everybody in like the health professionals like are kind of complaining about those patients, like the what we call the Doctissimo patients, which is like Doctissimo is a website where you can like watch all the symptoms or the treatments or whatever. And and that's the thing. I'm kind of okay with that. Like a patient who actually asks me question, I'm good with it because I can answer them. And I'd rather have
that's the biggest burn of the day.
Because there's a difference between like being curious and willing to know what's going to happen in your body and not being trustful of your doctor. Okay. And I can sense that, by the way. So you don't know, you ask me, there's a reason why we're going to do this and this and this. Exactly. And by the way, I'm like, even like involving them in even like difficult diagnostics, because sometimes you can't know for sure right away. So we're going to test this, we're going to do that. If it's this, that is that, etc., etc. So everything is fine because I'm actually just doing what should be done, you know? There's no magical thing that just came out and then we go, the magical wand. And then
some people like to keep knowledge to themselves because it gives them power. You know, like
knowledge is power.
Yeah, but it's like you like you're not gonna turn them into dentists by telling them they don't want to be dentists.
I think there's
You know what I mean? Like, it's
I think
so bizarre.
there's a lot more people than we think who enjoy power over other people.
Oh,
and I'm like,
sure.
I don't even know how to take like pleasure from this in this kind of sex, of course, but but like in kind of this social or professional thing. I'm like, let's all agree on what we're ever doing, and then we all go home, okay?
Yeah, exactly.
And we all go home happy. I don't need like to have that position over you because you know what? I know I'm already superior. But it's like, why do you want to be this guy, right?
Some people define themselves like I've had like in the past like this type of also professional relationship where somebody, for example, will leave a company, like the company I'm working in, and their whole shtick is I know more than you, and when I leave, you won't be able to do it. You know what I mean? Like just like so. You can, like, I'm necessary to this company, so when I leave, it's gonna kind of crumble and just like fall into pieces.
Yeah.
And then, first of all, you realize quickly, no, it won't. There's
right.
other ways to do it, and then also like even if there's like moments of like a period of adjustment, it's not gonna like sink the company. But also for that person, like face in mind, but like. For that person, it's kind of like instead of thinking about how they're part of kind of a network of other human beings and like how the company is kind of like, you know, an assembly of the different people and their knowledge, and like sharing makes everything like, you know, like you're
better
like
than the sum
wave
of it. Yeah,
rises
right.
all the boats, kind of like.
Yeah.
They're like, no, like my power resides in the fact that I have this knowledge, and it's kind of like. Like people can learn things, you know what I mean? It's like it's so dumb to say, but like maybe it's gonna take a little bit of time to like learn what you learned over time, but it will be learned. See, you learned it, so it's possible for someone to learn it. So
not sharing the
it.
knowledge is not going to be
Don't keep it.
That's why that's kind of weird. Like, have you seen those master classes that came up like a little bit during the second lockdown? There's a lot of comedy venues and theaters.
Okay, I saw
that. Like started to do like masterclass of humor. Like we're going to teach you how to do jokes or whatever for a small amount, like 2,000 to 5,000 euros. And you're like, you know what? If you're like,
and you're like, I should do that.
Yeah, definitely. But if you're like, first of all, you know what? Just listen to all my podcasts. That's for free again. And there's a lot of like
thousands of.
And there are better podcasts that talked about it, but it's like, but I don't know how. I mean, if you're a fanboy, for example, because you're going to see like some stars a little bit in those master classes, right? So French stars. But so if you're a fanboy and you're like, you know what? I'm willing to pay 700 euros because I'm going to see like Gad Elmaleh or whatever, who's going to like have, you know, we're just going to be 10 and he's going to be in front of us. You know what? I agree. Go have fun. But if you really think as a stand-up comedian, this is going to like better yourself, like, so just keep your money. Keep your money and like buy, you know what? Like buy a camera to record yourself at shows or whatever. I'm just like scamming the already poor people.
Yeah.
Right?
Poor people.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like there's famously like no school for stand-up anyway. Like it's
plus there's weird, this and I don't think they cost like a lot because I know about Alex Nguyen. Do you know? Yeah, I mean I think it's pretty. I mean I don't know the rates or but I don't think it's like really expensive or whatever. And I do understand at least that thing because again, they meet like a class. They have they're the class of 2019 or whatever. So they have friends. When they create shows, well, they think of their friends. So I kind of understand that. When again, it's not that expensive, and you might have like some tricks too with the mics, with the how to present yourself a little bit. but to the point where you're going to take a loan or whatever, no.
No, for sure not. For sure not.
Terrence, so basically my question to you, Terrence, is when are we going to start our masterclass?
Not a scam. This time. Not a scam. Just to be clear.
I only accept cryptocurrencies though.
Yes, of course.
Dogecoin.
Well, yeah, right. Well, now it's pretty low in the... Do you have crypto?
I don't. I'm totally the profile of someone who would be super into it, right? Like software developer,
Software engineer.
startups.
You have tattoos. That's a big...
Yeah,
for someone who has tattoos, it's like Bitcoin.
And I somehow never jumped in. I think it's because I feel like I always missed the opportunity when I was supposed to have done it. And so now it's like, it never feels like the right time. Because I even remember like back in 2011, 2012, when I was in university, and then like I'd have like classmates or friends who are like, dude, this is going to be big. And like the electricity in the dorm rooms are free. So we're going to mine Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So they were really early. Yeah.
And then like thinking like in 2016 was like blowing up a bit. And I was like, no, but the time to have gotten in was like when I should
you know what? Get in now because it kind of like plunged a little bit.
Yeah.
It's never, you know what? It's never too late to put like 50 euros. Whatever.
50
euros and 50,000.
My whole life savings.
Right. Oh, you have 50,000. We need to hang on more than because I have 0 euros.
Invite him
in
again
savings.
in this podcast thing.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have the time or the energy to do crypto, man. I don't like. I'm the most basic like savings classic like stock market, just
meme
like,
stocks.
Meme. No, not even. I'm just like I put it somewhere and it works and it does whatever and then
you've so in stocks and
but like through like my through my bank. Like I'm not even. I'm not like.
Yeah, watching the Bloomberg TV.
Yeah, I've listened to enough podcasts and like actually I guess one of the advantages of going to business school is like you just like you're never gonna beat the market anyway. Yeah. So instead of wasting your time trying to beat it, I'm just gonna let it sleep somewhere.
Yes.
I don't need the thing with like Bitcoin and like all that is that it's such a like an investment in terms of time.
Yeah.
You need to be in there to understand whatever. I don't have the time.
Yeah.
I don't need to be the richest guy. I don't need like sometimes people are like, oh damn, if only like I don't need $1 million. It's gonna be fine. I don't need $1 million. I'm gonna have like over time slowly.
Yeah, right.
Like the way it's been done surely and safely over time. And I'm gonna have like some savings one day. And I cannot like for a half second, like when there was like the whole like GameStop thing and everything, I was like, maybe I should look at Dogecoin or something. And I was like, stop it. You like
you're not gonna get into
like,
it.
What am I gonna because I mean to be kind of like I don't know a bit like philosophical or whatever. $1 million is not gonna save my problems. You know what I mean? Like,
are you sure?
it's gonna save some problems.
Yeah,
but you know like what am I doing trying to like win $1 million? This better things to do with my time.
Okay,
like,
if you ever win the lottery, just like dump your $1 million to me, all right?
I will never play the lottery.
No, but I totally understand like the goals. No, I mean I'm not like I've bought like some crypto during like the COVID, and I'm not into it like exactly to be a billionaire.
Yeah,
but I'm not even savings like you said. I'm like, you know what? Perhaps in a year I'll be able to like buy myself some vacations, like just like at least just the trip there. And that's enough to me.
But like I've seen, for example, if I'm not mistaken, for crypto, whatever, instead of mining or whatever, you can just invest through some other platform and like I would do that. For example, like okay, I have like 100.
Oh, I mean,
like
this is what
euros,
everybody
whatever.
does. Now, mining is like over now. You have to have like a farming servers or whatever to do this.
So whatever, like maybe whatever. Like,
you know what? I got into it probably because we didn't have stand up. And like you said, you talked about time. It's just I had time. So I kind of like like
Understand.
dove deep into that thing. Like
How deep into Reddit did
I
you go?
read, a little bit of Reddit, a little bit like I read
cannot
things
do Reddit.
because I can be sometimes like monomaniacal about things, and I'm just curious about things. By the way, we were like even with Ghislain Blic, who's another French comedian, and we didn't have shows, so we were like, "Oh, you're doing this, you're doing that. Like, come over to my place. Let's talk about what we could do."
That's so funny. So
And we were like, and we just like broke it down or whatever, and then of course the market crashed. So, so
I mean, by the way,
which is by the way, I'm
one
not
of the other things I've always heard is like when the market crashes, don't take your money out.
Oh no,
Never take your money
No,
out.
we never actually bought it in more. By the way, when I'm
when you
talking
double
about
down.
buying, guys, I'm just talking about like 25 euros at a time. Let's not kid
obviously,
ourselves.
that's how we do it.
All right.
That's how you do
And
don't go into winning.
But actually, the market crashing was like to me the signal of just being because I actually managed to like earn a little bit of money by doing like kind of rapid, quick transactions, about the value of this crypto is like, and then I sell, etc., etc. But you actually have to be there all the time.
All the time.
It's like
all the time.
I might have made like 10 euros in less than a morning.
Having a little bit of an edge.
Like, but it's just the rush, by the way.
Yeah,
it
of
was
course.
just to fill in the laugh of a crowd, really. But you actually have to be there all the time. And you're like, okay, you know what? Now I'm just going to play long term. Whatever I have, I'm going to see in 3 years what it's worth.
Yeah.
In worst case scenario, I'm just going to have like forgotten about it, and it's cool. I can live without. And if it's worth more, and I think it will, great.
Yeah, eventually. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I put something somewhere and I forget about it. And then when I need money, I'm like, how much is in there? Okay, I have this. Like, I'm not playing. You know what I mean? I'm not like, ugh, I'm never.
But like to go back to the same theme about like learning things, etc. It was to me also, I saw two things. First of all, if you're rich, it's insanely hard not to get richer.
Oh, yeah.
Like if you're rich, you put your money in something that's just have like a 1% return.
Exactly.
And then you resell it, and you actually like people who actually have, I don't know, I'm just gonna say like 100,000 euros to place.
Yeah.
Which is like a lot because you don't need it because you place it.
Yeah.
But which is not like you're a multi-millionaire, I think.
Yeah.
And those guys can have like a salary every month.
Yeah.
And just live with it.
Yeah.
You know what?
That passive income.
And when I kind of saw that, like, of course, like I said, I'm putting my 20, 30 euros. I'm like, hey, I want 2 euros. And I'm like, oh yeah, but if I actually just multiply everything, I could live for this month if I were rich, right?
Of course.
I learned that, and also I learned that again, everybody who went like to market economics or business school don't know what they're doing neither. And they are still losing money like
you cannot beat the market.
Yeah.
Like nobody really knows how to like perform better than just like putting money somewhere and it sleeps and it just like performs like 1.2% like over time and just multiplies and multiplies and multiplies.
I've learned that I don't know how, perhaps gestionnaire de patrimoine, you know, like basically investors or like money managers.
Like portfolio management and stuff like that.
Let's
like
say
hedge funds.
portfolio managers. I've learned that they actually make you less money than if you when they are active on placing your money than if they just let your money in somewhere. Like the statistics in France is the money manager are like actually more performant if they don't do anything.
There's something called index funds. Index. It's just like, so we're gonna just like copy what the market is doing exactly without like trying to game it. And over time, they always perform like, you know,
better
than most because it's like. Just let the chaos do its thing, and then like yeah. So that's why I'm like, okay, of course I'm gonna put money. I'm probably gonna put money in crypto at one point. You know, like it's you diversify your investment, blah blah. And then at one point I'm just like, I'm just
Yeah.
just like
let's
step
not
back,
forget about it.
I just keep it's doing what it's doing, and I don't mess with it. Like, it's fine.
I gotta take notes. This is all news for me. I gotta probably pull my 10,000 euros out of GME. Bad call.
It's not bringing back the salary I thought it would. In, when was that, February or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
It was like Robin Hood and shit.
Yeah. Right. Well,
I bought some.
Please,
I liked it.
I thought it was hilarious.
I understand.
I really the GameStop thing you're talking about.
Yeah, GameStop.
I liked it because it was like bringing back like democracy into the market.
Weird.
Yeah.
Because it was like the little people bending together to fuck a little bit the big guys.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, we actually can do that.
It's kinda cool.
And then you know what? The laws of fake thing about Robin Hood, like counterattack. And then you're like, oh, so it's actually fake and they're still fucking us. When we're like fucking them by the book, they're still going to come back to us. It's funny how to understand the thing is basically if you win some money, if you earn some money with it, it's because somebody lost some money. And to think like this, I also, when I went into crypto, I learned this and I was like, okay, I think I'm going to make my peace with stealing some money to, I'm guessing, other poor people like me. You know what I'm talking about? It's like because you're not going to take this money from like whales.
If I buy it 1 and I sell it 2, I'm making money. You're buying it 2 and then selling it 3. You know, like it's kind of a
but also
there's
it's like
economic growth.
It's basically that's why I made my piece, because I thought about like I'm making money of the poor people that are too afraid of the market. Because I bought at 2, now it's 1, and I sold because I think it's going back to like 0.5.
Yeah,
you shouldn't sell.
Don't do that.
But he did.
Yeah,
and I'm taking his.
Oh, okay. When you're buying when it's crashing.
Yeah.
I mean, for sure.
That's why the first rule is like
not
put
necessarily
some
poor,
money
though.
that you
not
don't
necessarily
need.
Poor. Maybe they don't know, but maybe they're just like,
Well, they don't know. Sorry, I've seen the YouTube tutorials before putting my money in.
Yeah, exactly. I seen the one extra video that you missed before selling your 2 to me. Like, yeah, I mean,
Guys,
you think you're stealing money from children? Actually, they're watching the YouTube videos
from from college funds
that entered their mother's credit card. You know, like, no. Well, you won't eat this month.
No. I mean, I guess you never know how old the people are when you do this shit. No, kids.
No, yeah, right.
No, they're probably kids.
Yeah, probably good. Let's end with like the question I've had.
Oh yeah,
which is like a would you rather.
Oh, we're doing would you rather. Okay.
It's a would you rather. So would you rather talk to
wait. Before you start, what are the rules?
The rules are you can ask me any questions about the would you rather, and I'm guessing I'm going to improv the answers.
Okay, cool. Cool.
So would you rather talk to all animals in the world, but having one random species that's willing to kill you, that's wants you dead, or being able to fly, but just at like 5 inches from the ground?
Okay. How fast do you fly? Do I fly at like my regular pace or?
Interesting. Let's say you can go like just before you're actually just going to to be able. No, you know what? If you actually put some glasses on, let's say you can do 60 kilometers an hour. So I guess, which is a lot, by the way. So you can die, all right? Because if you take like a pigeon,
you're not stronger.
Yeah. Oh no. Sorry about that. You're not stronger. Your only power is that, which is kind of already cool. It's like no trottinette anymore. Yeah. You can just do 50 kilometers like on a sidewalk.
I think people would think you're riding the wheel thing though and think you're really lame.
Yeah, right.
Invisible mono wheel guy. Do you have to fly like this, or can you fly standing?
You can fly standing.
You can fly standing. Okay, so you can actually be like a hoverboard kind of guy.
However, she's going to add a rule. Just like, however, you have to be like, you have to remove your sneakers or your shoes. It's like you can fly, but you have to be like naked feet.
Naked feet.
Yeah.
Okay. but dressed.
But dress.
Otherwise.
Oh, you can dress however you want.
You can't just do it at
But
night.
no pink. So, to get
pink,
back
okay.
to it, so no pink.
No pink, no
Just
shoes.
no shoes, no socks.
It's like an unnecessary rule.
But
Come on.
5 inches. When you do it, if you don't do it, you can wear pink. You can put your shoes on, but you're just not going to fly.
Okay. And so you can be on like on the sidewalk, you could be like on the road, and then again. Okay.
Yeah, it follows the ground though, so it's like
Always
5 inches.
Always 5
If
You never go.
you're still gonna.
Can we cross bodies of water? Can I like go across the sand?
Oh, that's interesting. You know what? You can. It's like 5 inches from the ground. So if you have like 4 inches of water, you're like 1 inch above the ground. But if you're like no, after that, you're just going to be.
Okay, so no ocean because
So
you're 5
basically,
inches
in the
from
ocean, you're like
floor.
5 inches taller, right? Because you won't touch the ground.
Wait, no. So if you go to the beach, you're over the beach.
Yeah.
And then do you follow the slope?
Yeah,
of the
you follow
ocean
the
until,
slope. Yeah.
So you just go down and down.
Always 5 inches.
With 5 inches.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
So you can't go that far. You can't bypass. I mean,
That's funny how you have no questions about talking to animals.
It's coming.
Yeah.
But so your travel capacities are kind of limited because you can go like as fast as like a car in the city.
Yeah.
But if you try to like travel, it's useless.
That would have sweetened the deal for me.
If you could go even faster?
No, going across the water.
Across the water,
Across the water. Yeah. No.
Like water's.
I mean, you
so cool.
could, if you're smart,
So
you could like do something about like having like a wooden board or like a buoy thing beneath your feet.
So you can have like
And
you can
then
have a bag
hovering-
of dirt. You can have a bag of dirt.
Yeah. Exactly.
like-
Like let's say you have a buoy that's like attached to your like calves. But that's like 5 inches below your feet. And then you're just going to be able to like to hovercraft your way to London if you want.
But it's 60 kilometers per hour. You're never gonna get there.
Hey, that's your problem.
You don't have,
I mean, if you choose that
I
one.
don't have any other superpowers. So you're just like hungry and tired, just like flying.
Hey, can you fly, Fred? He's already like arguing he doesn't even fly. I'm giving you that power.
All right, no. Okay, animals. I was wondering, can you pick the species that's like trying to murder you?
No, that's random. So
No.
so it might be like
Random.
just like koalas, and then you're good. You never cross
But
any
every
koalas.
single koala in the world is
Yeah.
coming for you.
Yeah, definitely. Like there's
It's
going
really
to be
like-
not all koalas, not all the species, but they're probably going to be like a commando group of that species.
A koala
that's
commando.
coming to you.
Do they know my address, or do they have to like bump into me?
They are
in the
going
zoo?
to use their like senses
Okay.
to find
you.
But
Okay.
they have like clearly like your picture in their mind, and they know what to look for.
Okay, but about the talking,
These are
so-
some really racist animals. I'm just coming after me and Fred.
Yeah, he does discover like antelopes are like the worst. You can talk to animals. Can you understand them back?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
so
you
it's
can
a
have,
Dr.
like,
Dolittle situation.
normal conversations.
Dr.
Yeah.
Dolittle
Yeah.
conversation. Like,
Like you could be like a great vet. You could be like you could like even befriend like some squirrels to find you stuff.
unless it's a squirrel commando coming to kill
yeah,
you.
of course.
Yes.
Like if it's bears, you're fucked.
Yeah, obviously. if it's bears, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Can you?
If it's mosquitoes, you're fucked too.
Do you have the right to form a commando of your own?
Oh, that's a very good question. If they like you that much, like if you have like really good tiger friends, you could send them to get the bears, right?
All right.
So that's the thing.
Can you still eat meat?
Like,
Good
I mean,
question.
I'm guessing you shouldn't tell cows that you eat cows. I'm guessing it. I mean, I don't want to speak for them. I mean, that's going to be your like
My
social
responsibility.
understanding with them. It's basically, it's pretty free on that one.
What are the advantages of being Dr. Dolittle apart from like being in the movie, a character in the movie?
I mean, it is true that living in Paris, you see, I mean, you just see cats and
Pigeons?
dogs, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah, pigeons. Pigeons could be
Pigeons.
cool. Except
Send
if
this
they are
message
the
for me.
species that I want to kill.
All right, yeah. If you have a pigeon commander, you're fucked. You're done. You're
Oh,
done.
yeah. In Paris, you're definitely fucked.
Is
You're
there,
probably going to drown in pigeon shit. That's going to be their modus operandi to kill you.
It's
Yeah.
like acid shit
Alien.
out of
Right.
my eyes. Okay, I'm like, okay, I want to say flying, but like, I'm trying to think about like, okay, I want to talk to animals because it's cool. I can probably have. I mean, to be fair, I probably have. Okay, no. I was thinking I can have a great TV show, like a reality TV show, like talking to animals. But I can also have that thing I'm flying. But I feel that talking with animals would be less boring because like there's so many different animals I can talk to. Can I talk to fish? How would it work?
Yeah, they're animals. So,
But
I mean,
I
you
can't talk in the water. So how?
I mean,
would it
you
work?
could understand them. To talk to them, though, you would need, I'm going to say, like some. I just want to find something that's insane. Like, you're going to need a microphone. like
plugged-in
like a waterproof plugged-in microphone
Yes.
with, I guess, a waterproof amplifier.
Yeah.
to like
Unless I'm at
talk
the beach,
to
I can
fishes.
leave the amplifier on the beach.
Yeah.
Have a very long cable.
Yes.
And go in the water. Is that okay?
And the waterproof microphone. Yeah.
Waterproof
that's-
microphone,
Yeah.
okay.
They would understand. I mean, the fishes in your vicinity would understand you. Yeah. Yeah.
and in theory, you don't electrocute them and die and kill yourself.
In theory.
I mean, you have like those little microphones with the amplifier on. Also, you could use that. That's portable.
All right.
But that's just to talk to the shark just in front of you.
I mean, your version of flying sounds boring as fuck, to be fair. Like,
And talking
you're
to animals.
you're just a dangerous pedestrian now because
Yeah.
you're going so quickly. And you're going to hurt, you're certainly going to hurt yourself.
Yes.
You're going to fly, you're going to drink and fly. So,
Yeah.
for sure. So, it's a power. I don't want to be able to do it.
You don't want to be able
I'm
to
going to
do
be
it.
dumb. I'm going to be dumb.
Oh,
if
yeah.
You let me
It's like
fly
giving
around.
you a free motorbike. It's like you're going to use it, but you're going to have an accident.
Because you're not even that fast. You're not even that fast.
Yeah.
60 kilometers per hour. You can't even travel like within the
Great
country.
distance, but you can go like to the Jardin Sauvage pretty quickly.
I guess I've been late.
Terrence,
I've been
any
late.
questions?
I don't think I have any questions. I feel like I have a well-formulated
Answer?
What's your
Well,
question?
then I'm going to take your answers right now, and we'll see who is correct.
Oh, talking to fish.
You only want to
yeah.
talk to fish. You don't care about the other
Because
animals.
Fred is all about like sushi. He wants to talk to them before they die.
Exactly. I want to go in the restaurant, just like stir the lobster and be like,
I
coming for
choose
you.
you.
Yeah, I choose you. Exactly.
And you want them
You're
to
the
know.
chosen one. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
They wouldn't know.
That's pretty nasty, but you know what? That's legit. That's the lone wolf thing. Terrence.
The way I'm interpreting it is I can only see the downsides of talking to the animals. Because one, you have the animal that's trying to hunt you. But two, no one else can talk to animals. So you are just crazy. No one believes you. You seem like an insane person. No, I can really understand them. And like people are like, that's such a weird coincidence. And because that happened, that makes you even crazier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas, you're right. Whereas, like lifting yourself up 5 inches is like, I mean, it's pretty obvious you are a super powered person.
I mean, Chris Angel, Mind Freak, does it all the time. And people think he's a really cool guy.
But he actually,
The fame level of Chris Angel.
but he actually can talk to fishes though.
Oh,
Also,
like vomit frogs.
so
like,
you'd
David
be
Blaine.
willing to fly.
I would be willing to fly.
Okay.
I would hope that I could find someone to insure me. I do work for a health insurance company. I could shout that out.
You will be able
Shout
to,
out.
but you'll have to have their sticker.
Like your emergency
Tattooed.
information, like etched in your
Muff or like Pacifica, and then it might expire. You have to.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going flying. Yeah.
Okay. I respect that.
So you were both correct, guys.
Both correct.
There's nothing. Like it's not a competition, guys. It's all.
Come on, it's all
Come
about
on,
being
guys.
friends.
I hope Basile is happy with that because Basile asked us that question. Although he's French, so I'm guessing he was expecting like some French people to answer.
Well,
Learn
fuck you,
English.
Basile. Yeah, exactly. Like how about?
But I think it kind of
I think like from always said like English school, you don't need it. Podcast only.
podcast only.
for
Yeah,
English.
learn English from podcast.
Exactly.
Well, thank you guys. Do you want to plug something? Some new shows coming out now at the.
I'm out of here. I'm going on holiday, so I'm like,
All right.
I'm like,
September?
go ahead.
Are you-
I don't really have anything to plug. I mean, I have a show tonight, so
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to post that soon.
No, but like you can play EnglishComedyInParis.com. Is that the website?
yeah. If you're
Yeah, right.
interested in watching
Performing in Paris,
any
or
of us
watching, yeah.
perform,
Yeah.
watching comedy in English,
We're
there's a
around.
website, EnglishComedyInParis.com. I'm trying to keep it updated, so you'll
That's
see.
awesome.
Like the next 2 weeks of events is what I'm trying to have in there. All the shows are happening in Paris.
Yeah.
And do you plan to coming back with the Paris punchline you did with Tariq at last year? No, last year.
Yeah,
At the
last
Juice-
summer.
Juicy
yeah,
Pop.
Juicy Pop.
I mean, not at the Juicy Pub, but do you think the Paris punchline will live?
We
on?
haven't talked about it.
Yeah.
Tariq is trying to get another show going.
Yeah.
With
All right.
Mehdi. So So I kind of stopped talking to him after that. He hurt his leg, and I said, "You know what? You honestly deserve that." So
Yeah.
Good luck.
Hard.
I'm guessing September will be when we'll see like new shows
Yeah,
coming
for
up
sure.
or whatever. I mean, if there's no third wave or
yeah.
Wait, no. Third.
Wait, no.
It already happened.
did it?
Yeah. Did you miss the wave?
Is it? Is it really the third wave?
I
It's
love
like
it. Oh, there's been 3 waves. I mean, I don't give a
I mean,
shit.
let's say a
but
third
there's-
lockdown then, not a wave.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
talking about?
Okay.
It's like, yeah, waves. I kind of don't care.
Yeah.
I don't have any grandparents anymore, so I don't.
Neither do I. So they died of COVID 15 years ago.
Does it really exist? COVID, really? Anyway, get vaccinated, guys, and thank you
don't,
very much.
whatever.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. We'll see you soon. Bisous.
See you, baby.
Well, it was very cool, guys. Thank you so much.